मनश्चेन लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं श्रीमाताजी 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 पौत्रादि सर्वं गृहं बान्धवा सर्वमेकाभिजातम् मनश्चेन लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं श्रीमाताजी श्रीमाताजी जय माताजी श्रीमाताजी देवो मुखे शास्त्रविद्या अविद्वादिगाद्यं सुभाग्यं करोति मनश्चेन लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं श्रीमाताजी
Lao Tzu, 6th century BC, lived in China. Taught inner silence and meditation to empty the mind and discover Tao within, which led to the right action. He subtly suggested innocence, balance, love, compassion, and harmony by being desireless. Tao within us is Kundalini, a motherly energy which guides our left side and right side qualities within us and gives us balance of them. Through Kundalini awakening gradually, inner silence settles and thoughtless awareness establishes, which gives the seeker peace, balance, love, compassion, and closer relationship with the nature, and desire for less material things and action. Action for action's sake. On the other hand, pure action takes place for one's own good and good for others. Lao Tzu, the Master's power is like this. He lets all things come and go effortlessly, without desire. He never expects results, thus he is never disappointed. He is never disappointed, thus his spirit never grows old.
Then we have also in Japan, Tao. He talked about the all-pervading power which was Tao. And Lao Tse was the one who did he has described saints, how the saints are, how they behave, how they talk, what is their mannerism, everything. But how you become a saint, nobody says. I think throughout there has been no description how to make a person into a saintly personality. Then the second type of Buddhism came where this Lao Tse taught about Tao. But Tao actually he's the only one who started talking about Kundalini. Tao is the Kundalini. But that too was too much for these people. They just couldn't understand what he was talking about. But the way he expressed himself in paintings and other things, just to deviate from that kind of a harsh Buddhism. But somehow, despite that, it never took proper roots. And I have met people who follow Tao, and I absolutely don't understand how these people are following the path of Kundalini. There's a river called Yangtze by which, when you travel, you find variety of things. After every 5 minutes, the scene changes, all the beautiful mountains take another form, and you have lots of waterfalls, and it's very interesting. That is the Kundalini. Tao is that river. But it said that you should not divert your attention to these temptations which are outside. You should see them, but move. And that is what is Tao, which he brought in. But they got lost because they started painting all those things and doing all kinds of more into art. Basically, Buddha never thought of any art. He never wanted to have any art, and he didn't want to do anything with art. He said, but only thing is that you have to introspect and go within and deep down and find out what is the absolute truth. So the whole thing started deviating like that.
Nothing matters. What is important is to know yourself. I'm surprised very little has been written so far, but I find Tao right outside. I don't know if you have read the book of Lao Tse about Tao and meaning that what you are. Tao means what you are, and he describes very nicely that when you are that, what happens. Now the gap was how to achieve that state, how to reach that state was not given. He only described people who were Tao, who were realized souls, who were of what level wonder. And I was surprised that he never said about Kundalini, but he talked about the river Yangtze. That it is Yangtze river, seen as symbolic river, more poetic. But ultimately reaching the ocean, that river becomes the ocean. And then what are the qualities of the ocean? He describes so beautifully.